each of the windows starting from the left.
Indeed. So that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 from this position. And of course, C is the inverse. So C 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And these windows up above. Probably a different story. Dark windows, of course, the edge here. You can see the team about to run through here, sending quite a few to balcony. For the first gun round, Mad getting some pre-fires, not quite getting shot. Good set of sprays, though. Insurgents similarly playing somewhat passive. Ballistic-Droid gets the first kill of the game onto Dome, clearing up Bravo. Smoke did not work in his favor, although Droid gets another kill onto Stumpy, despite that really tough spot to spot. Zartex taking the shot, though, onto MidKing. He's going to clear it up for Insurgents partially. But unfortunately, not ultimately going to be a lot. Security has a huge advantage of having B capped and pretty much already on. Swax gets the pick onto Mad. Too easy for this. He gets the nice shot onto Droid. That was not an easy one to take. He does have a little bit more, but Swax gets the cap onto B and takes out Zartex at the same time. Last live now is going to be twisty for Dizzy in a 1v5. And Swax will take him out. Swax getting 2 kills that round and will take the first lead in semifinals 1-0.
Swax did very well considering he didn't have any balcony cover and the other guy had the high ground. That was a good play there.
Indeed, Anakin did not have the high ground there, and unfortunately he got picked. You gotta keep that in mind when you're trying to push with the Bosun Nagant, especially on Bravo there. It's nearly impossible if you're gonna try and make a play like that. The only thing you could really do is just go around and try and flank. So they did what he could, but unfortunately it was not enough to get the round win in their favor. But it is a new round, so we'll see what they're gonna be able to do this time. You can follow Tobias from spawn as he pushes a route around B, possibly going to apartments. Let's see where they go. Looks like he's opting to go for apartments. That's the right side of Bravo here. This is the flank. He's indeed. He's actually pushing around pretty close to another player. Oh, but Mad knew he was there and would take him out. You can make a little bit of noise running
left
up.
peek was a dangerous sure.
Indeed, and Stumpy and Zartex in trades of their own, but Twizzy getting the pick onto Flebbels. All I'm getting is his people dying back and forth. Flebbels with the nice martyrdom style nade will take out Dome on the arch within B. Not to just MidKing last alive. Security had a bit of a cap on B, but Mosin, well not Mosin, Twizzy for days who got the pick again onto MidKing and tie up the game now 1-1.
If you win even 5-year rounds as a insurgent, then you're doing very well on this map. We'll see how they do, and the main thing you're trying to do as an insurgent is try to get as many rounds as you can on this side.
Indeed.
You take advantage on security.
Fair enough. For those of you guys who are brand new to the stream, this is the Sandstorm League. This is game 2 in a best of 3 semifinals. This is the losers bracket, so whoever wins this will go to the grand finals. Whoever doesn't win this will go, of course, be third place. This is Firefight. This is a game mode where it is best of, basically, the goal is you're trying to capture 2 objectives. You have one, and the enemy has one. And you try to either take out the enemy team, as Dome just did to Swax and Stumpy took out Flebbels, or capture all 3 objectives, or have 2 objectives uncontested at the end of time. Dome getting another pick onto Droid. You can also win by taking out the enemy team, which does happen quite a bit. Security getting a bit of advantage, getting partially Bravo capped. You can see Stumpy trying to sneak around, doing a bit of a jitter walk. Ooh, but, oh, Matt taking out Tobias and Zartex taking out MidKing. Another round on the board for Insurgents as they outposition them 2-1.
Mad's really showing himself very well during this tournament.
Indeed, he's playing really, really well, playing good positions, good aiming. He's done fantastic, and as much as the Insurgents have done as well. Security's had some good plays coming out from Swax and Tobias, but it's been a little bit more even, I guess, and say, with Security, although we'll see how this next round will play out. Let's go ahead and follow.
Very well played with a flanker in these times.
Definitely. Go ahead and follow Droid as he pushes out from the balcony side, out straight into B, very, very aggressively. Flebbels gets the early pick onto Stumpy across the side here. Side of Bravo, of course, being into apartments. Droid capping at B, waiting for an insurgent to try and push at him. Dome opting to sneak around the side, using that smoke to his own advantage. Gets on to be in a very, very advantageous spot that's going to be a little hard to defend from when the smoke dissipates. Although Mad actually gets the nade kill onto Tobias as Dome picks Droid. And MidKing takes out Zartex. Dome, good read, catches out MidKing actually trying to get the rotation out. Hides in the barrel there as Mad tries to clear out Bravo for Insurgents. There's a player up there, so he is looking in the right spot. It is down to just Flebbels and Swax versus 3 Insurgents, so it's a 2v3.
Pulls that pen, he's gonna hear it.
Indeed. Oh, but too easy. Watching and waiting, and watching will take him out. Down to just Swax on Charlie last alive, bringing it back for his team. Insurgents now know that Bravo is clear. They're going to get on it and get on Alpha as well, as if they cap both of them, they will win at the end of the round. Time. Swax is going to have a bit of work to do. Should reposition for a spawn camp as soon as he captures Charlie, which he indeed captures Charlie. We'll see if he goes for the repositioning. See Bravo being capped up by both people. Just get in a little faster.
Most likely they're going to play a Bravo Charlie strategy and hold them off and help as long as they can.
Indeed, Tobias getting the early pick onto Dome within A. He tried to guard it, but couldn't ultimately do much against the overwhelming force. As Mad tries to get some shots off. Oh, he gets the shot and kill onto Ballistic-Droid through the top of the roof there. As it looks like Twizy is going for the flank with that Mosin Nagant. The nice, beautiful Elkin on there. Although Mad getting the early pick onto Tobias, pushing a little aggressively. Here comes Twizy trying to get it for his team as MidKing holds on. Both players are nearly neck and neck identical to each other. Aiming across. Meanwhile, on C and B, it's a bit of a waiting game to see what's going to happen on A here. Coming down to this. You see both players waiting for a push. Both trying to shoot across. Not able to spot anybody out yet. Swax gets the pick onto Mad, though, trying to rotate into B as security has opted to try and go for B at the same time A is being held in. But Zartex is going to come in with the flank that they're not ready for. He's about to get the drop on him. Here comes the spot and the shot onto Flebbels. Will he get the second kill, though? Here comes the drop, and Swax gets the running, falling drop kill onto Zartex. Last line is going to be too easy for Dizzy, and MidKing will take him out, tying up the game now for security, 2-2. Huge plays coming out from both sides, although ultimately security had that late game play. Swax with a little bit of luck took out Bravo, and from there Twizy for Dizzy just pushed a little too quick there on A and got them the round lost ultimately. It is another round though, so it is another round on the board for possibly Insurgents to get the lead back up. Against Insurgents to have a bit of a loss, unfortunately, with playing on the weaker side compared to security, although if they can make it up with positioning and late game strategy and tactics, that could work out in their favor. But we can see Droid running straight onto B, waiting for Insurgents to overly push through that smoke. There's a proper deployment of smoke. Unfortunately, Tobias playing apartments again, trying to get the shot across, trying to get it onto Twizy for Dizzy, not going to spot him through the wall. See them both waiting over there.
Stumpy taking his time with his flank.
He definitely is.
Around C Street.
So Swax, getting picked by Zartex, who's actually watching in a bit of a unique spot. Well, Flebbels and Tobias taking out Twizy for Dizzy and Mad is going to be huge as Stumpy gets the trade onto Ballistic-Droid within B, and Dome capping up Bravo. Gets a bit of a cap, runs straight into Dome, taking, quite literally doming him out. Down to just Stumpy, well, formerly Stumpy, now dead. Down to Zartex with the one tap onto Flebbels and dies as he hits the ground. Tobias takes him out. And last man standing will take the win and take the lead 3-2.
Both have 2 caps. Looking pretty even so far.
it's definitely neck and neck. A lot more than I would have probably expected from these teams and from these players. This is a pickup style fast. It's called the Fast Cup. Basically, it's a pickup game style tournaments. These are all similar. All these people play together, but they're in essence kind of teamed together for the first time, trying to see what they're like and trying to play, despite everyone's styles being a little bit different. Everyone's kind of mannerisms are different. So
that's right. It's a good time to bring in new people to the community. So for our next SEL tournament, we have to have a lot more players.
Indeed. Yeah, definitely had a lot come in today, which is fantastic. And Mad gets an early pick onto Tobias as MidKing tries to get the shot across. Ooh, Drizzy gets the pick onto Flebbels. Oh, and Dome gets the kill onto Droid. Huge plays coming out. Dome starts the cap up for Bravo. And Zartex getting the shot and kill onto MidKingTV as Dome and actually Insurgents have just totally dominated Swax's team, leaving just the captain last alive, which is Swax. Gets the push onto Charlie in a 1v5 situation. This is not going to be easy. Not impossible, though.
They should be rotating to Alpha, considering there's 1 up, and they have 5 up, but they haven't done it yet, very strangely.
Well, I think Stumpy's finally on there, but here comes Mad for the first kind of battle on Charlie. Going for the up above. Though Swax heard him coming. Definitely heard that drop, and Mad with the wallbang will take out Swax. Unfortunate. Ties up the game 3-3.
Well, they did very well, and I think getting three rounds in this 7-round win structure, I believe they've already pretty much closed the deal on this. I really feel now security is going to pull through.
Definitely.
We'll see. It could be the same. You never know, but this is why we got to watch this, eh?
Indeed, you get to see how these teams will play out. It's always interesting seeing mixtures of like pug pickup game tournaments because despite everybody kind of playing with each other, playing as a team with each other is a totally different environment and totally different approach to playing Insurgency than it is playing in a pickup game or on a matchmaking server. You know, it's the way people interact, the way people play and work together is totally different, and it makes for a really fantastic environment.
Oh, it's super fun.
Oh yeah,
you get to know people much better, so you get to meet people in the community, play together. Make some friends you can play some comp stacks with, or
indeed, it is a very, very varied mix. It's almost like a dream team situation where you can get these kind of like lineups you'd never think would work, but then would surprisingly work well. You kind of learn a lot about yourself and about other people work too. Those are fantastic games for people to play. You should definitely sign up for the next one if you are interested in competitive Insurgency Sandstorm or competitive Insurgency in general. And he has Sandstorm, of course. It's our Sandstorm tournaments and events. So let's go ahead and follow Flebbels from spawn. As he pushes up, you can see the apartment train coming in full steam. A couple shots landing, not quite taking anybody out. Droid. 5 stacking apartments is a bit dangerous, although Dome I don't think is ready. And he's not ready because he's not playing there. Although Stumpy with the Kobe here could take him out. Indeed, Mad instead will take out MidKing. Oh, I don't think he's very mad just yet. Although we're going to see Zartex about to get picked by the Insurgent. Swax pushing through. Out of, unfortunately, kind of caught out to not really expect anybody there. So he will lose that one. It is down to a 2v5 as Insurgents have basically whiffed the round away. Tobias making a lot of noise going prone there. And Stumpy taking his head clean off. Down to just Flebbels last alive. Gets the shot and kill into Stumpy, making it a 4v1. Has to make a move. He's trying to find out where people are at. Security's already started to cap up Charlie, so he has to make a move. And too easy for Disney will take him out as he falls. Security gets the lead back now 4-3.
If you have somebody watching C Street and somebody balcony, one of the better strats to do in this situation would be to run over and go down the stairs into. It's a safer way to get down to the B objective.
Indeed, although it looks like he opted to just try and go fast, which unfortunately isn't the call to make. If you're last man standing and you're trying to play smart and play safe, last thing you want to do is take any risks you don't have to, and jumping out of the window. Not the most stealthiest of approaches, although while it is fast, unfortunately, when you fall down, you don't have the ability to shoot while falling. I think if you jump out, you can't do it, but if you fall, you can. So it's a little bit tricky on the timing and how you do it. So it does take a little bit longer. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough for him to get the shot off. So he does die, and unfortunately, security takes the lead. But this is a new round. Insurgents hopefully not going to 5-stack apartments. So you can see an early pre-fire coming out. Didn't quite kill anybody. They're landing in the right spot, and they're getting the timings down, but unfortunately, the walls a little bit too thick for that. Though Stumpy gets an early pick onto Swax. It's going to be huge for security. Swax is a huge fragger for the insurgent force, so it's going to be big plays coming out from them. Here comes Dome with an attempted Kobe, and indeed, 2-0 will get the Kobe onto Tobias, throwing it from downtown. Although, ooh, Dome getting another pick as well into Droid. Zartex and Stumpy taking up MidKing and Flebbels. Just like that, security sweeps the round 5-3.
Stumpy's known to play the cubby area, and he's really got that down. He really shines on this map there, covering apps.
Definitely. So, security has a pretty huge lead now. It looks like Swax is probably on the back foot. It looks like it might be going to game 3. But we'll see how that goes, and if that goes. Going to follow Tobias once again. Rotating fast into Balk. Security going for another set of pre-fires. Not really hitting anybody, although making this catch out Stumpy on that dark window position on Mad. Ooh, get some shots off. Doesn't quite land it onto that player. Well, suppression is going to throw off that aim, unfortunately, but Dome getting the pick onto Droid, trying to play fast into B is not going to actually lower Jailhouse. Dome actually meaning the around to C. He's going to start the cap up there. Mad getting the kill to MidKing. Doing a little bit of work, but unfortunately not going to be too much for them. Insurgents are on the back foot at this point. You don't have a lot of room to work. Swax trying to clear out Charlie here. Flebbels gets the kill into Mad, which isn't bad. Unfortunately, security tag teaming it on Bravo here. Not a bad call, unfortunately. He's about to get swarmed on both sides. Tobias running straight to A. Flebbels having to fight. He gets the kill into 2 for Dizzy, down to just Zartex on B, last alive. Dome. Oh, and Swax gets the kill into Dome. Last line now is going to be Zartex. And unfortunately, Flebbels will take him out. Insurgents will take the round win, shortening that lead to only 1 round, now 4-5.
Good rotations, much better, I feel, on this map. You see them really rotating around, a lot of movement, this big circle around Bravo.
Indeed, that the flanking routes around B are super duper important. And his overall positioning stuff is super big. It's what you need to have in order for it to work. There we go. Alright. Let's go ahead and follow Zartex as he leaves spawn and plays for B. I think he's actually playing Garage before, but we'll see where he goes this time. Jump around. Early set of pre-fires. Not going to take anybody out. Insurgents have opted to play a little bit more passive, actually playing a little bit more on that edge. Stumpy gets a pick early on the MidKing isn't bad, but unfortunately Tobias and Zartex neck and neck, but unfortunately looking at the wrong side. Swax going to have a fight in his hands as he whiffs against Stumpy. That is surprising to see. You wouldn't have pegged that to happen, but you never know. When it comes to Sandstorm, Stumpy getting a little bit of a luck of the draw with Peeker's advantage, but Stumpy getting the B cap started for security as Insurgents are once again on the back burner. They're going for the long flank, but security has huge control of B. Tobias trying to sneak through despite all odds, hiding in the smoke. Does go for the drop. Trying to hide out.
Cafe.
Ooh.
They're controlling Bravo completely here.
Indeed, although it looks like they did cap at the wrong time. Stumpy actually getting killed as soon as he capped and did not bring him back. Zartex getting the kill into Flebbels. Last live that was going to be Tobias.
Very ninja.
Gets the shot onto Zartex, but he now has 3 more players to take out at the same time. Will he get the kills is the question.
does have peak advantage on this person if they choose. Oh. Thought they're going to push onto S1.
They were close to pushing on to Bravo, but it looks like they opt to try and play passive and try and play around it. Trying to lock out his positions. Mad. Kind of out of position. He could see the player. He didn't spot him, though. Oh, he looked away at the wrong time and managed to sneak past Tobias behind enemy lines. Twizzy for Dizzy spotted him. He's been called out. Twizzy going for the slide. Oh, a trade, and unfortunately for him, Tobias was the last man standing for Insurgents. Despite the trade, Security will take the round win and take it to match point, now 6-4.
You really start to see the security advantage shine here.
Indeed.
Often teams will pick the insurgent side. You have the hard fight and then the smooth sailing after.
Yep, it's definitely common to make it easy on yourself versus trying to make, because if you know that you're going to have a hard time and you win rounds, that's fantastic. You have that kind of in the bag. So when you go to these easier rounds, even if you mess some of them up, you still have those other rounds as kind of backup rounds just in case, which that can be super huge if you're playing against a team that could be better than you. If it's easier than you can take the easier side, of course, but a lot of teams, you never know what you're going to quite fight up against. So keeping it kind of smooth and keeping it as best chances as you can with the harder side first and then the easier side, definitely a good call to make. And it looks like it's working well in their favor as they're about to take the game at match point. Right now, Swax has to have some magic come out of nowhere if he's going to try and take it to overtime and win the series, go to the finals. Very likely to go to map 3. See the players rotating out pretty standard. Insurgents, again, playing pretty passive, but also going to the same kind of spots they'd like to go to. Flebbels waiting for the pre-fire. He attempted Kobe into apartments. Oh, and Stumpy does actually take out Ballistic-Droid on the edge there. And Stumpy gets the kill as well onto Tobias, clearing it up for security. Huge plays coming out for them, but Swax gets the trade onto Stumpy, pushing a little too fast into B. See him rotating on the flank there. His dead body, unfortunately, on the ground. Not doing a whole lot for security, but it's too easy for Dizzy. Gets the shot near the player, but doesn't quite get the kill. Flebbels, meanwhile, gets the... Oh, Midnight! The Mid-King actually gets the kill onto Mid... he gets the kill into Rage Mad, but unfortunately Dizzy will get the trade. And Flebbels taking out Zartex is going to make it down to just 2 for Dizzy. Last alive now. Security actually on the back burner. Unfortunately, Insurgents have out-positioned them and out-rotated them and taken possibly the round win. Currently, Flebbels getting up A. Swax gets the kill into 2 for Dizzy. And Security lose the round. Insurgents will get it and tie it up a little closer now. 5-6.
We have a request from Zapatista to see the arches.
Arches, okay.
Show what happens with the picks there.
Fair enough.
Zapatista is another guy from our community. We'd also like to encourage you to come to our Discord. You can find it at the bottom of the stream underneath. There's a link there. Find some pug games, interact with our community, learn to play better. It's amazing times and amazing people. Good time spent.
Indeed, and it is a fantastic community. You should check it out if you're in the European side. North American is welcome too, although we usually have European servers kind of running, so just be aware that it's probably going to have a little bit of high pings, as you can see from me having about 160 for the most part on most servers. So if you're okay with that, feel free to come on in. It's going to be a fantastic time. You can see some early pre-fires coming out. Not quite landing on anybody just yet. Stumpy with the rotation down below. You could catch out an Insurgent if they're not watching. Flebbels gets the kill under Mad, pushing a little too fast. Although Stumpy gets the... Actually, Stumpy doesn't get the kill. Doma from across the side will get the kill on the Droid. Some trades happening here and there, although Dome nearby could get this possible kill if someone makes a little too much noise. Dome heard the grenade throw. They're expecting where it's going to go, though. Swax actually gets the nade kill, cooked to perfection onto Zartex. Unfortunately, Dome gets the trade onto Swax, but it's a little too late. See Stumpy trying to make his move onto B to stop it up. He gets the kill onto Mid-King, but will he get the second kill onto the B player? He holds on B, waiting for Dome to come support him. Oh, Dome almost... He isn't able to get the shot off onto the right area. And unfortunately for him, Tobias gets the kill onto Stumpy, and Insurgents will take the B objective. Dome lasts alive for security. Oh, and Flebbels, one hit. It is now overtime once again on map 2. This is going to be a good one. Okay, so this is best of 3. Well, it's best of, I think, 4 in total. 2-round halves, first to 3 wins. So it's going to be pretty quick. Should be similar to how you play it normally in matchmaking firefight. And for those of you who are coming in, this is a competitive firefight. It is a game mode where you have 3 objectives on the map, A, B, and C. Whatever team you start on, you get 1 friendly objective, 1 neutral, and 1 enemy objective. Your goal is to capture 2 of these without any enemy teammates on the team on those objectives. If it's that way, at the end of time, you win the round. If you capture all 3 uncontested, you win the round. If you kill the enemy team, you win the round. And at the end of time, if it is contested, there's an enemy on it, you get 1 minute to clear them off, or it is a tie. So objectives are super important. They bring back your teammates as well, so it's important to recap that if you can. Not every team goes for those. Some teams focus on kills. Although Flebbels going to get killed into Stumpy early on is going to be huge for security, so they need to make a push. And they're actually opted to play pretty heavy B, if we can reposition to see that. They've pretty much dedicated a lot of B presence. Zartex saying that the trade though onto MidKing is going to clear up balcony.
Somebody's ninja'd the way into Cafe.
Ooh, and Dome gets the kill into Droid as well. You can see security has begun to rotate and kind of focus on that point, but unfortunately Mad is going to catch them out over-rotating to that position. Mad actually missed the player down below. Not able to spot him. You can see they're quite literally neck and neck. You look down, you'd probably spot him. Oh, and Tobias actually gets the drop on him. Too easy for Dizzy gets the kill onto Swax. Indeed, and Flebbels looking the wrong way. Gets the kill onto Dizzy for Dizzy and down to just Domewalker last alive. And it's going to be a shot and kill onto Tobias, making it a 4v1. Leave from spawn. He was giving away his position by getting that kill. But he gets the kill into Droid as well. And the kill into MidKing. About to be another 2 kills in a second here. Time is running out. Security properly kind of puzzled on what to do next. You can see they're both waiting for the push. That isn't going to happen. Actually went the other way around. Dome avoiding Bravo. Doesn't want to give away his position that he's actually flanked. Oh, he has gotten on Bravo, so they know where he's gone. Swax with the rotation trying to fight against Dome. And Dome will take him out now in a 1v1. Dome about to win this 1v5. Flebbels did give away his position with that pre-fire. Dome just has to wait and play it passive as security now has the tough job. He can just run on B and actually get on it, but he's too scared. Rather, he's playing it safe and trying to clear it out to make sure it's safe for him to go. Dome going for the flank. 10 seconds left. He has to make a move. He has to go. As soon as Flebbels gets on B, he's going to know. Indeed, Dome gets on A, bringing it to overtime. Unfortunately for him, he's going to have a bit of an advantage getting A capped up before C, although with Dome, with Flebbels actually capping up C, they're not going to have that 2 objective uncontested to win. The Flebbels can get on C. Dome will cap up A in time and can just start the cap on B. He was trying to go for a tie round. Not going for the win. He could potentially get it, but likely he's going for the tie. As Dome gets up A. Dome playing it and hero capping it for his team. 5v1 to a 1v1. Flebbels trying to get C. He will get it in time. Here, those teammates running around. He brings back his team, but unfortunately Dome already on his way to B. 10 seconds left in the round, not enough time. It's going to be a tie round in just a moment here. You see security trying to run to A to stop it, but not going to matter. MidKing gets the drop onto Dome. Stumpy takes out Tobias. And after lots of trades and Zartex actually team killing Mad and dying because of that as a penalty, it is a draw round. No one wins that first round.
It was pretty close. They almost had Bravo there.
That was very close. They almost had it, but unfortunately for him, didn't work out, and no one wins the first round in overtime, so looks like Flebbels has an issue. I believe they will play one more round and go to overtime, or swap sides, is that correct?
Yeah, then it'll swap.
Alright, let's see if I can get in contact with them.
Should be 2 rounds each side, so 2 rounds then switching. The server is still set for 11 rounds, so.
Gotcha. Okay. I don't think I have any of these players added, unfortunately. So, you have them added?
Yes, indeed.
All right, cool. Well, hopefully, as we get that set up and fixed and ready to go, let's talk a little bit about the weapons that's happening. We see a lot of teams running Mark 14 EBRs and FOWLs on the Insurgent site at a high level. The reason for this is that it is a one-hit kill weapon with the amount of weight being similar to an M4 or M16 and having the damage potential that's like 3 times that. Back in Source, it was a heavy rifle that made timings, unfortunately, impossible with the FOWL. You couldn't really do as much when people tried it. It just ultimately wasn't the right, it was a little bit too far in the weight category. Unfortunately, in Sandstorm, it's a little bit too light now to where it's on par with the rifles and actually does, 3 times the damage at the same relative weight, so it's not really advantageous to run an M4, M16. Some people still run it for, they like the recoil pattern better and they like the actual spread better, but when it comes to playing on the actual game itself, in the actual in-round, running that heavy 7.62 weapon is going to be the right call, and that's the call most people do make. Although you do see some people still running lighter weapons like a AKS-74U and the MP5 on Security and Insurgent. Those flankers are still important to throw off timings on standard spots and meta stuff, so it's not all just the same weapon over and over again, although most teams do generally run the same weapon over and over and over again. So grenade throws as well are also very important within the game. A lot of important grenade throws are happening. Not so much on this map, as this map is generally pretty small and generally focused on the close quarters combat aesthetic and kind of style. Some of the bigger maps you have a little bit more artillery room to actually throw and prevent people from going onto things, commonly called stop grenades. It all comes down to what your team needs to do and what the enemy team is doing in order for it to work. So go ahead and see how this game will play out. Been followed Twizzy for Dizzy with the Elkin and a Mosin Nagant, which is a interesting combination, not one I would have probably expected to be effective, but you never know. I mean, you could be effective with a pea shooter in this game. It is very, it's surprising how effective the weapons are. And so Twizzy tries to get the shot off. Ooh, he's close. Doesn't quite land the hole-in-one he was looking for. Droid gets onto B. Ooh, Tobias gets the trade onto Stumpy. Security actually dive bombing B pretty hard, getting a lot of location control and overall coverage of the objective. And trades happening here and there. Tobias getting the kill onto Stumpy, and MidKing getting the pick onto Dome, clearing out huge amount of Bravo, and Zartex getting the trade onto MidKing, lower B. Will he get the kill onto the B player? Oh, but Swax gets the trade and the drop onto Zartex. Last time was going to be Twizzy for Dizzy, up above with that Mosin Nagant. He knows where that player is. He doesn't know where Swax is, and that's the problem. Swax is actually rotated out and around. Oh, and Swax heard him prone, move him around, and got the kill and got the second round. 1 for them, 7-6. Big plays coming up from both sides. Unfortunately, Security didn't have it in the cards, and Insurgents did take that round pretty easily, although this is a new half. New sides, like a whole new team. We'll see how this plays out. I think Stumpy's team is going to get this, but you never know.
That smoke they're kind of taking over this base from Arch is not happening.
Indeed. Pretty heavy smoke throw by both. Actually, I believe that is Security. Well, Swax gets the kill into Stumpy, over-rotating. Oh, but Mad gets the trade as well onto MidKing, and Droid not spotting that head moving. Dome getting able to shot through the cover there, as you can shoot through your head, not through the actual player model gun.
Not really paying attention to Bravo right now.
Indeed, they're kind of letting it open as Insurgents are allowed to cap for free, although Flebbels does take Matt's head clean off. Bit of a waiting game here. Twizy for Dizzy getting the kill onto Swax, and Dome capping up C for free as Flebbels gets the trade onto Twizy for Dizzy. But Tobias trying to cap up C and stay, or cap up B at least, to stay alive. Security is going to cap up C and trade, but Zartex needs to make a push to B. 3 from spawn is going to be big for Insurgents, although Flebbels getting the pick on Zartex is going to be huge for the Insurgent force. Dome getting up C, not bad a call. We do have most of the team coming back now, so only a minute or so left. Dome sneaking out up above, pulling a John Wick. Trying to just stay alive. Gets the kill onto MidKing. Will he get the second one is the question. Bit of a trade happening back and forth from spawn. Only 2 managing to stay alive. Make that 1. Zartex, the only one able to sneak out. Well, almost sneak out. Swax takes out the entire respawn wave down to just Dome. Now 1v3. And unfortunately, it makes a bit of a miscall, but it'll work in his favor as he manages to dodge bullets, point like Neo, and takes up Ballistic-Droid. Which the AKS not firing fast enough to actually take out that player. Plus, it also missed, but you know, it's important to. You need both, unfortunately, and it didn't work in his favor. Although we do have a bit of a stealth play here. Dome trying to save it for his team, but ultimately not going to make it. Flebbels taking the kill and the round, and I believe that is game 8-6. That is game 3 on the way. Is that not it?
If it was both